This mug, which I got at the International Cryptozoology Museum in Portland, Maine, was labeled as a Wendigo mug. However, this bipedal, stag-headed, glowing-hearted creature is not a Wendigo. This is. Now, where did this misconception come from? I'll get to that in due time. But first, what exactly is a Wendigo? The story of the Wendigo comes from Algonquin folklore, of stories being spread by people of the Great Lakes region, mainly in areas that would become modern-day Ontario and Michigan. But where do they come from? Picture this. You're a member of one of the many Algonquin tribes. Your people are starving. It's the dead of winter. Your crops have failed. Game is scarce. You're starving. You go out hunting with another man, and the hunger, it begins to get too much. You start to think, could you? No, you couldn't possibly. Could you? You stop thinking rationally. The hunger fully overtakes you. You do it. You kill him. The man who could have been someone you've known your entire life, possibly even your own brother. You kill him. You stab him with a spear, shoot him with a bow, bash him over the head with a big rock, strangle him with your bare hands. It doesn't matter how it's done. All that matters is the act has been done and cannot be undone. You take a moment to realize what you've done, but you're already in too deep. You start to feast. No time to start a fire. No time to cut him up. You dig into his flesh with your teeth, tearing it, gnawing it. It satiates your hunger, but only for a moment. As very quickly, you feel yourself beginning to change. Your skin turns pale and gaunt. It's pulled taut across your bones. You look different. You're a pale, emaciated, hairless creature. Now you stalk the forests, feeding on any unlucky passerbys, as human flesh is now the only way to sate your endless hunger. Your heart completely freezes solid, becoming your only weakness. You now are a Wendigo. So, that is the original myth of the Wendigo, a cautionary tale to warn against the act of cannibalism, wherein if you partake in it, you'll become a pale, gaunt creature that feeds off human flesh. Kind of similar to that of the ghoul from Arabic folklore. But where did the misconception of the stag-headed creature come from? Something that had become a much bigger threat to the natives than cannibalism. Aside from a variety of diseases, gunpowder, and Catholicism, European settlers would bring to the New World their own pre-existing folklore, things such as werewolves, demons, and the like. Over time, these stories would begin to mix with other Native American stories, such as skinwalkers, a race of witches that wear the pelts of animals to change their form into said animals. But their disguises are not always perfect. They'll occasionally appear as a twisted blend of man and beast. Sound familiar? By the turn of the 20th century, the stag-headed creature had become the default norm that people would think of when they thought of the Wendigo. Thanks in no small part to Algernon Blackwood's 1910 novel, The Wendigo, which features a hunter going on a trip and becoming that version of the creature. The creature would also make a brief appearance in Stephen King's 1983 novel Pet Sematary, where it's seen by Louis Creed while he's taking his son Gage to be buried in the Micmac burial grounds. It's implied that the Wendigo has some hand in the resurrection properties of the burial ground and is also influencing the drivers on the road to be more reckless, meaning there will be more bodies to be put into the ground. The creature also appeared in his iconic Dark Tower series. The 2021 film Antlers depicts a man running a meth lab becoming the creature after being attacked by something. It's never outright called a Wendigo in the film, however it's pretty heavily implied that was the intention of what it was, as it is an allegory for greed, and its only weakness is its heart being burned. The only recent piece of media I've seen get the Wendigo correct is the 2015 video game Until Dawn, where you're attacked by creatures that are brought about by an act of cannibalism, weak to fire, pale, gaunt, emaciated. That's a goddamn bingo. So, that is what the Wendigo truly is. It's not some massive Hollywood monster. It's an evil that exists deep inside each and every one of us that, in the most dire situations, wants to be free. And that's all I gotta say. Like, subscribe, don't ever resort to cannibalism, and if you got on the woods in the Great Lake region, be prepared.